Hi, I'm Mr. Radel, and I'm going to show you how to do laser engraving. First thing to do laser engraving is you got to turn all these fancy buttons on. This one has two switches, right here and right here. I'm going to turn them both off because they're really loud, but you need to have them on. This is the honeycomb. This goes inside here in some of our print jobs. There's a button back here. That's a power button for this machine. And there's also a button that turns on this water cooling supply. So, with that in mind, you got to have all those turned on. And then you got to use this number 169.254.29.124 and type it into a web browser like Microsoft Edge or Google Chrome. So 169.254.29.124/designer. That's it right there. And hopefully, if the machine's had enough time to start itself up, it should take me inside the machine. Oh, it's not going to do that. Guess why? Because I didn't plug this in. All right, let's try again. All right, the first thing I like to do is select all and then hit the delete button to get rid of anybody else's old project that used to be up there. Next thing is I'm going to go ahead and open this machine, put the honeycomb inside of it because the material I use is going to be a thin enough material. I'm just going to use this thin material here. I'll put that in. Make sure it's nice and square. And then we come to the camera button here and we click on it. Now it wants to know two things. Is the honeycomb present? Yes, that's just what I put inside of there. Is the bottom panel present? Yes, it'll always be there. We won't be taking the bottom panel off of this machine here in school, but it is possible. Continue. Right now it's taking a picture of everything going on inside of the machine so you can decide where you want to put your image. And it should update there with the new material I put inside there. From here, I can do all kinds of things. I can add text if I want to write something, or if I want to put in a monogram like somebody's initial. But what we usually do is somebody's looking for an image. So going back to the web browser, do a Google image search. It doesn't know how to print in color. So things that have a lot of contrast but between the black and the white in the image are going to look really good. So things like logos look really good. Things like photographs. Well, let's go to this guy's photograph here just for right now. It's a very dark background, but light image. And so it'll probably show up good against each other. But if, on the other hand, you had two really light images, like light hair and light background, it won't show up as with as much contrast. So instead, you might want to do clip art. Black and white clip art is the best, but photos are definitely possible. But you're going to get some of your best stuff out of this really high contrast, where there's either black or white and a definite sharp line in between the two of them. You can definitely get more detailed with laser engraving than some other things like CNC milling. It'll do really high detail stuff like this, and it'll definitely do photographs of people's faces. You just got to be a little careful as to how much color and contrast and how much difference between dark and light there is in the photographs to make sure that they come out their best. I'm going to go ahead and just do, let's see, the fish. Will it let me save the image? Yeah, it's going to save it as a PNG file, so that's fine. Otherwise, I would use my snipping tool. And then I can go back into my laser engrave and go to File, Import, Image Drawing. And I just downloaded this one. So we'll bring that in. And then I can move it, resize it. If I'm concerned about warping my ratio, like doing this by accident, then before I do that, I can fill in this button, this keep ratio button, so that won't let me change the shape of my fish, just the size. And then you can place it there. Click on that image. You come over and set your power percent and your speed percent. For an image like this, where it's just going to engrave the surface and not cut all the way through the material, I would say for this one, speed maybe 60 and power 100% on the laser. And then I go up to the blue button and I hit the run job. And then if everything's working, this should fire up and do its job. However, I got to have all those things turned on. If for any reason you do got to pause it or stop it, you can pause the job or stop the job. I'm going to do that just to save everybody time. But I'll show you that it started laser engraving that top of that fish for me. And if I wanted to have left it there and come back and done it again to make a darker engraving, I could have just left it alone and repeated the process. Or I could have slowed down my speed setting to give it more time to burn in. But anyway, best of luck. Let me know if I can help.